Welcome to Wolong Fallen Dynasty. This is going to be part one of the walkthrough series, if that is indeed how I end up structuring it. Either way, this is going to be my water character slash build. That's kind of what I'm intending for it. I don't know if this is going to be what we do the whole game for. I'm not going to put too many cuts into this like I have done with some of the other kind of guides that we've done. I think a lot of people prefer it when they can just follow along a little bit easier. Hopefully I can show you guys how to get through this first mission nice and easy. After this first mission, multiplayer becomes available, and so if you are struggling along through the game, help will be available. I tested inviting people into my game earlier today, and it is very easy to have people come into your game, but there are way less people recruiting, so you can expect to have those slots filled pretty quickly. In any case, make sure you come over to these shiny things on the ground here. You're going to want to pick these up. It's a nice piece of candy. In addition, when it comes to leveling up, I definitely advise early on anyways, targeting one specific stat, which is why this is going to be my water character and has lots of blue on his face and he's looking a bit pale. Icy, one might say. Come over to the left first. We've got an enemy over here that we want to be dealing with. Where are you? What was the name of this way? Nope, guess not. Anyway, I've been through this demo a few times now, so hopefully this doesn't change too much for launch. Obviously, I'll probably have a quick run through again just to make sure it doesn't change before then. It's telling you press X to attack. If I say something wrong, it's going to have to stay because we're not doing cuts. It's also telling you that if you jump at this, you'll be able to jump over it. It's not even double jump, it's just one press. It takes us over nice and smooth. Okay, lots of other buttons for you to be getting the hang of. I don't want to like be patronizing, but I'm going to try and cover most of that kind of thing as we go through. Probably going to want to learn to block here. This is your LB button. And generally speaking, I don't really like blocking, but it is effective. As long as like they're not doing too long of a combo on you, the counterattack will regenerate your, I think they call spirit bar. I don't know the names of everything. But basically, what you'll find is, let me find like a single enemy I can block against. When you block, you'll see that the orange meter starts filling to the left-hand side of the bottom there. That is a little bit like a stamina gauge. So if that fills all the way to the left, we'll be stunned, and then we'll be vulnerable to attack. Note that we can, in fact, fill that ourselves, but we'll only become vulnerable to attack if we get hit. So unlike in Nioh, for example, if you played like previous games from Team Ninja, I think it was Team Ninja, then, you know, it's only when you get hit that the actual stun will come into effect. Now, if instead of using block, you use, on the Xbox controller it's B, I believe the equivalent on the PlayStation controller is circle, as I look over at mine now. That is like a cross between a parry and a dodge. It's really weird to explain, but basically if you time that perfectly, you'll get like a perfect parry off it. That'll actually fill your gauge rather than take it off, so useful to get the hang of. I'll show you guys some places where we can practice getting good at this later on. It's where I practice, so they can actually play the game rather than just suck at it all the time. I'm still not amazing though. And yeah, so we get into our first kind of series of enemies here. So here they're telling you about morale. So you can see above my health there, I have a 1. That means my morale is 1. That's kind of like a bonus. And basically, that is how we can make the game easier for ourselves. Or at least so far, that's how it seems. The enemies that have a higher morale rank than you are going to get like a percentage-based bonus. And so, just bear that in mind as you're going through. Now once we reach this point here, and we should be able to see like big burning tree, some fire there. We're not going through no fire. Don't be doing that. We've got this should have the pole arm. I don't like it, so I'm not going to bother even looking at it. I tried doing like a stone build with that weapon, and I just did not enjoy that weapon at all. I'm sure there's other people that will enjoy it, but it's just not for me, especially not in this game. So that's not going to be happening. Come in here though, because you will want to get this piece of clothing. As in every RPG game, the stuff you start with is the worst, so you may want to consider doing this. And you may also have noticed down here we have equipment weight in total. We've got 4 colors: blue, green, yellow, and red. You want to stay in green. Going above green is bad. Don't do it. Basically, it's going to make your dodging and parrying way worse. Cool. So, at this point then, I'm in 2 minds whether to show you guys how to cheese an enemy so you could level up and power up early, or whether we should progress the mission or not. We do have 1 for 1 level. This is going to be my water character. That's what we're going to do. Now, once we've gotten 2 levels, we'll actually get a spell point. And we only need... Let's take a look here. We'll need 800 to get another one. You can probably get this really easy just off these guys. For some reason, I'm just going to demonstrate this here. Right, so this guy with 4 doesn't give you that much spirit. I think it's called spirit. This game's XP, right? I think it's like 60. This guy doesn't give that much either. Right? It's going to give like 7. No, it gives 100. This guy, for whatever reason, gives 200. So, if you want an easy guy to get yourself some XP on, for whatever reason, that one right there is a good one to farm. Don't know why, but he is. Now I'm going to show you something else that you could do. I am going to show you. We're just going to deal with this guy, just because that's going to get me enough for 1 more level. Mostly because I want to show you something cheeky. Okay? So we need 1 more level. So then it's going to go, oh, now you can have wizardry points, okay? Now, generally speaking, when we look at this, okay, the stuff you're obviously going to get the biggest benefit out of is the stuff that you're leveling. So we'll have a look at Frostlance. We're going to obviously get this on. Because we put points into water phase, we can also get things like this. Obviously, we don't have enough points yet. You can see at the top there, it's a 0 now. We can't get Cloud Stance, which we're not going to care about anyway. Maybe that sounds kind of cool, being able to run faster, but we'll see later. Either way, something that's slightly more important is going to be this fire spell. No, not that fire. We need Firebolt. We need +1 fire. It's not going to work. We'd get poisoned. We'll see if we can make it work with ice. In any case, we are going to... Ooh. Put some poison in here. We're going to put some ice on as well. It's really weird because you don't press in the direction, you have to press up and down to select where the spells go. Now then, if you're playing a fire character, this, what I'm about to show you right now, will go much easier, and that's because it's quite easy to set things on fire with this spell. It's almost worth putting 1 point into fire just to get this Firebolt spell, because it's very good. We're going to show you guys right now what you can do. What you can do. I'm sure a person of your caliber shall have a little. Let's get this guy down. Now, I'm not going to get much in the way of damage from my water stat until we get a set of dual blades drop. It can drop from pretty much any humanoid enemy on the map, so we may have to clear it a few times. I'm going to advise that anyways, though, so just bear in mind as we go forwards. So at this point, then, you've got 2 ways we can go. It's very easy to miss this left area here behind these boxes.
Things collapsed. We shall have to find another way around.
I'm just going to show you this, just because it's cheeky, and I like cheeky. This thing's very tough. This is actually a very good thing to practice combat against, but you want to wait until you got rank 15 or morale 15 before you actually decide to fight it properly. Before that, though, we can actually instead run around the back, and it's pretty easy if you have a ranged attack. To just kill it. You can see right now it's poisoned, right? And it's only taking the spirit to do the damage. I know I said I wasn't going to skip. We're going to skip forward to this thing's dead. We'll pick up now that it's about to die. And just so you guys can see, I'm just on the roof that was a little bit lower. It seemed a bit easier to hit from here, so I just took a step down. I would just throw poison at it until it died. It really didn't actually take as long as I thought it was going to take either. Once it's down, then we can actually loot all over the place. We can collect. First up, we go ahead and grab this.
There's just something about that insect that makes my
We can also go ahead and drop through the roof. This always gives a very strong set of trousers, which can actually be reset as well later on. So That's one thing. This tiger always drops a piece of like equipable loot. The one that it's just dropped, which is actually rather nice, is going to give us 6% towards our morale rank, which is rather nice. There's a better one that it can drop though, which gives you plus 18 HP, and we can get 2 of them, so that's 36 extra HP without even leveling, which is rather nice. Now when it comes to these, if you come down to this one, if you see the stone attack, this is actually not very good for me. But if you see one that says elemental attack that suits you, so if I get one that says water attack or ice attack, we're definitely going to be taking that, because that is more than we'll probably get through the leveling. That 12 there, that's like 3 levels worth of additional scaling for your chosen element. So make sure you keep an eye out for things like that as you are picking loot up. We're not using burn. Oh, ice resistant. Oh, it's kind of like the opposite of what we want, but hey ho. Good damage resistance on there though, as you can see. So we've gone from 2% to 6, 4% damage resistant added just for grabbing those trousers, which are rather nice. Now, to reset this, you can turn this into a loop if you wish to, right now, and you could just keep on farming that tiger, which drops a very nice amount of loot and other goodies. As you can see, the ice really doesn't do very much damage. Poison is way better, in my opinion. Fire is even better. Fire is really good, although the range is probably worse. Parry that. Cheeky that he does that, even though it hasn't told us how to parry. So, that little loop explained, okay? And when we get to the end of this zone in a bit and I say, right, we're going to get ourselves to rank 25, that's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to farm the tiger because it's going to get you good gear, because it can drop pretty much loot gear for any part of your character. And it will actually also be able to drop the other parts to this set. They won't be purple, so they won't have 3 stars like this one. But if you want to go like full tank and you want to go with the earth build, this one gives you more equip load, so you can actually equip all of that without going into the red. That's a pretty good way of doing it for now. Especially if you want to be like mega overpowered. I don't know, you can't go that far anyway because we're still on demo mode right now. But I do like, you know, it's a pretty good thing you can use to your advantage. So that's the second one now that we've done, and you can see fortitude rank is increased to 3. That means that now if we die or go down to an enemy, our morale rank can't go below 3. On this particular mission, we can get it up to 10, which is okay. Maximum morale rank though is 25, so that's what we'll be aiming for. Here it's kind of showing us that we can jump on enemies, and if we just go over here, it gets kind of nice and easy. This also seems to be an integral mechanic so far as well. Seems like we're almost always going to have a follower, so bear that in mind. Again. Do behind. Ooh. Oh, you got me good there. So be careful about those red attacks. If those red attacks connect, they will take your morale down by 1. It's not like the worst thing in the world, but it is annoying when you're trying to, you know, get it to rank up. So just going to keep these going for now.
In truth, I ended up in this village after fleeing from the brutalities of war. My father, who
For the level up, I really want my dual swords. I'm actually going to have to farm human enemies for them as well. The tiger drops like armor pieces. The humans drop weapons on this particular map. We're going to be doing this, which is not going to give me any more damage at all until we get dual swords. Just going to see how water does. Right, let's get you down. Good thing is, this first area is like kind of almost geared towards us not being too strong. I really want to see what ice does, like when it procs, but the... Ouch. Yeah, you're going to see me go down now, look, because I got too greedy. It's quite cool how like the magic play of this is quite like risk-rewardy, so we can send a load of this stuff out, knowing that if we get hit, like we'll be fine, but if we can get a few hits in, we'll actually be able to take that back down real quickly, look. Recover the spirit bar.
We've done well to get this far.
So quite cool overall.
Yes. Once we rid this area of enemies,
Make sure we get all the
will you
loot.
be able to stop by my house? There's something I wish to give you as thanks.
I feel like this is like almost like a lesson here, that there's two ways forward. We're obviously going to clear all of the enemies, because that's how I like to do things, but we didn't have to do this bit if we didn't want to. Careful of that red move they do. I find it really difficult to avoid it. Oh, nice drop. So if you had loads of weight. So yeah, if you're doing stone build, put that on. Like you're going to be rocking the whole damage reduction if you're doing that. It's too much for me though. Get out.
I get the feeling that you are destined for great things.
Probably not.
We shall find
I get a couple of decent plays off, and I'm really not very good at the game, to be honest. Right. Now. So this guy, I find, is a good person to learn to parry on, because you can parry the arrows, and it's just nice to, you know, have something where you can just get used to the timing. So we'll call this guy my first favourite chain doing. Oh, we've got dual swords. We're nice and early. Good. We got lucky there. Some of my characters takes it forever to drop. Sometimes it's quick. That's good. We should switch to that now. It's probably not higher yet, but it will be soon because that's going to scale with water. Let's see. Yeah. So just so you guys can see here, I don't know, the closer to A or A plus the scaling is, the more your stat is gonna do for that particular weapon. So whilst right now the saber probably looks like it's gonna do more damage, very shortly as we put more and more stats into water, that's gonna eclipse it. So it's gonna be better for us in the long run. Big guy here, so this is kind of a mechanic again the game's showing us. This guy here is like a leader, so he's guarding the checkpoint behind him. So far all of them have been near bosses, so bear that in mind when you see them. Yeah. Ooh, yellow toe embrace is very nice. So we've got a tiny bit extra stuff. Nothing else that we need there really. Let me go ahead and put this in here. It's going to raise.
A well-earned victory.
Our minimum morale to 10.
I hope that everyone who escaped the brutality.
Let me grab this. Now then, so through here is going to be the boss. So as I said, what I'm going to recommend you guys do from here is use the tiger loop to get your morale to 25. And realistically, I reckon if you get your main damage stat to 10 whilst you do that, you'll be in a very good place. So that's what I'm going to do. Ideally, whilst I do that, I want to try and get I want to have 2 talismans. I want to have a piece of armor in the head slot. I already got the dual swords to drop, so that's fine by me anyways. So that's realistically all I need to do. And we'll take on the boss in the next episode.